Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have Smart Guy. This is the 1997, ran for 3 seasons, 97, 98 sitcom from the Disney Channel, starring Taj Mahari, who is kind of like Disney royalty. He's plays the cousin of his sisters on Sister Sister, the Maori twins. Um, he's also done voices on like Kim Possible, and he's got plenty of his own, many other credits. But here he's this tiny little guy who is 10 years old. He looks smaller. he is he's basically a genius kid named TJ who has suddenly moved up to 10th grade. I think, yeah, something like that. Something like 10th. He's in high school, and he's not even 4 feet tall, barely three, and he's got to navigate this world of big kids that are nowhere near as smart as him. He is a super genius, and he's not Sheldon from Big Bang Theory genius. He's not awkward. He's actually, well, yeah, he's awkward in the sense that he speaks in smart good ways. He speaks smart good, uh, like me. But yeah, it usually is the cause of a lot of his problems and the solution to some others. Within the first episode, he's already in detention for giggling whenever the teacher says the word breasts in biology class. So he's a kid. He's a little kid. So he can be forgiven for that. But yeah, it's much many times to the frustration of his big brother and big sister and his dad, and usually their best friend here, Omar. So Omar Gooding plays Morris. He plays Mo. He's a regular on the show. In this, if you ever say there's no good shows with a good black father role model, you're wrong. It's this show right here. Oh, where's the black fathers? You know what? Screw you. Here's your show. And he's a good dad, and he takes care of his kids. He watches out for them a little bit overly attentive, and sometimes, well, in this case, so it's warranted because he's worrying about a 10-year-old in the world of high school. So yeah, he's a little bit into it, but he's also into the guidance counselor, who's very pretty. So anyway, it's a bunch of crazy adventures. The kid basically gets under his brother's skin for just being everywhere, like charming the girl that he wants to hook up with, or not hook up with, but because it's Disney, that he's hitting on, and he wants to go on a date with. So his little brother TJ just draws girls in because he's so adorable. When they think that he can't possibly ever be able to join the basketball team, which is the one place that his older brother can, have some peace and without his little tiny brother hanging around, guess what? TJ gets a job as the mascot penguin. So the team is the Penguins. So all the girls, the cheerleaders, all flock to him, and they, find him adorable. So it's a sitcom. It's nothing serious. It's nothing dramatic. One of the funny things is the second episode starts out with Mo here in the boys' bathroom, and with TJ's big brother. I can't remember who, Marcus. Yeah, his big brother Marcus, played by Jason Weaver. By the way, Dad is played by John Marshall Jones, and you probably see him in a bunch of stuff. He's been acting forever. Not forever. He's maybe 8 years older than me, but still. Mo is caught smoking a cigarette by TJ's big brother, and they're like, "What are you doing? When do you start smoking?" Well, I want to look cool. It gets a little preachy. It's like it gets super preachy and like super cliche in this moment. And of course TJ walks in and he goes, "What are you doing? Oh, you shouldn't be smoking. That causes," he starts listing all the things he knows about what smoking does. Which, yes, it's a good message to have. Kids shouldn't be smoking, but then of course the boys rush out of there after they realize they got to get to class, and TJ picks up the cigarette to put it away, and of course the principal walks into the boys' room because she smells smoke. Played by Marsha Warfield. You probably last remember seeing her on Night Court. So yeah, if you ever watch Night Court, if you're not, well, if you're a million years old like me, yeah, then yeah, you recognize it. You know what Night Court is. She's the principal. So she gets caught with a cigarette, and he explains, what he was doing, and she believes him, because it makes sense. And he kind of rats out Mo, saying that it was Mo who had the cigarette. And well, that doesn't sit well with Marcus and Mo, of course. And he learns a lesson about the code, about not ratting on each other, no squealers. So, but they understand that also at the same time that when they start getting in trouble, are they going to squeal as well? So there's all sorts of back and forth. There's little lessons to be learned throughout this, and that's what this is all about. It's a sitcom. It's a family sitcom. It's dated because it is the late 90s, fashion-wise. There are some references and jokes that are a little bit inappropriate for today's audience, but they get away with it because I don't think they mean, they don't intend to be cruel, but yeah, there's some things that may not fly. Just in the first 2 episodes, I only watched 2, but yeah, it's all about getting the big laughs, and they do it in front of a live studio audience. I think it's not canned laughter, and at the end, they learn a lesson, and it's usually somebody, at least one of them, learn a lesson. Usually it's TJ because he's the little one who's learning, who knows everything, but except how to handle more grown-up situations. So yeah, it's got a huge following, and it's got a lot of love for people from what I can see here, and it's kind of the birth of this kid's career as he's Taj. Yeah, so it's a good, fun little family comedy, and if you grew up with it, maybe it's time to revisit it on Disney Plus. I had never seen it before because I didn't watch the Disney Channel in the '90s. Just didn't. I'm old. And a dude sitting around at that age just watching the Disney Channel. Hey, I'm watching Disney Plus. That's okay. And I'm taking what's ever thrown at me randomly through this thing. So I don't have a choice. If this thing picks Hannah Montana next, guess what? I'm watching Hannah Montana. Not, that I want to, but I'm going to watch it. A few episodes, at least so I can comment on it. I have watched it with my nieces. It was difficult, but we're not going to get into that now. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
226.
226. Finally, after watching the sequels, the second sequel and the third sequel, I'm finally going to finish the trilogy by watching the very first one. And this is a Disney Channel original movie, and it's a big freaking deal. It's one of their foundational series for the Disney Channel. I shouldn't say foundational. It's one of their biggest hits. That beyond Mickey and everything else. I'm finally gonna watch High School Musical. So, yep, High School Musical is up next. We're gonna rock out. It's with Zach and what's her name? She's cute. Anyway, we're gonna be singing and dancing at the High School Musical on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.